What's going on, everybody? It's Temptation and welcome back. First off, before I start this video, it is going to be a little video of my setup. And first of all, thank you guys for 300 subscribers. You guys are awesome. Right now I'm at 301, so hopefully we can keep that going, guys. But here we go. Here's my setup. Dun it, dun it, dun it. Alright, here it is. This is my desk and my chair here. You've seen that before. Let's get that out of the way. So here, this is my computer down here. The case is a Cooler Master HAF 932, the original. So it's quite old. Let's see down here. Got all the red LEDs on, and if I go around back here, I'll show you. I've got a switch amongst all these wires. If I can reach it, there it is. Okay, and that turns on my cold cathodes inside the case, and you can see down in there right now. You might be getting some wind noise from the fan, so sorry if you're getting that. But you can then see in there like that. There's my heatsink fan. It's a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Plus, so again the older version of it as well. Just to run through the specs real quick, it's a Core i5 first generation at 2.6 gigahertz. Got 8 gigabytes of G.Skill rip jaws in there, which I go through RAM pretty frequently considering I do a lot of rendering and stuff like that. What else is there? We've got probably about 3 terabytes of hard disk space spread out across multiple hard drives. And of course the graphics card that you can see down way in the very back there is a GTX 570, which I recently upgraded, and I probably will upgrade again considering rendering takes up a lot of that too. Okay, moving on here. This is my secondary monitor. It is an Acer 19-inch monitor. Pretty good. I basically just use it for pulling up stuff and the Minecraft wiki and things like that when I'm already playing a game, so that's helpful. Over here, this is another monitor that I don't really use, but that goes down to this computer right down here, this is the first computer I ever built. About 4 or 6 years ago I built it, so it's pretty old. It's got a Core 2 Duo in it, so top of the line when I made it. And so that's what that monitor goes to. And then right here we've got my tablet, which is an Asus ePad transformer. The original, like I said, everything's pretty much outdated. You can see my face there, but it's a 10.1 inch tablet with Android 4.1 on it, which is Jelly Bean, so it's all latest software, not latest hardware. Okay, moving on here, you'll notice I've got a boom mic stand. It goes all the way down there. This kind of helps with the shock and everything from the hitting of the keyboard and all that stuff. But if I swing this around here, this is the Blue Yeti, the original again, and I've got the blue pop filter on it. This basically cancels out any P's or anything you say from the wind going into the microphone. So that's what I use with that. And then the settings on the back of this thing, there's many settings, so if you guys have a new microphone like this and want to know, the settings are on cardioid, which is this little setting right there. And then I got my gain pretty much way down, since when I speak I'm pretty much right up on the pop filter here. My lips go pretty much, if I was to be the lips with the camera, they'd be like right here, so it's pretty close. But that gives the best quality sound and the most bass in your voice. So that's that. Let's get that out of the way. And the stand, the boom mic stand, is just a generic boom mic stand. You can get one at Guitar Center or wherever you shop. Okay, the primary monitor is an Asus I believe it's 27 inches, 60 hertz, standard monitor, but it works great, and I think I've got it set to gaming mode right now, so the colors are a little bit different, but it helps. You can see all my crap load of icons and all that stuff. There's Battlefield 3, Minecraft shortcuts, all that good stuff. But this monitor is great. It's a perfect size for me. I mean, it doesn't look big when you're sitting down, but when you first come in the room, it's like, whoa, that's a big monitor. So then I've got my webcam up here, which I don't use too often, only if I live stream. It's a Microsoft HD webcam. And moving on down, this is the SteelSeries 9H mouse pad. It's really nice feeling, and it's pretty big too, which, I mean, I like a big mouse pad because I do move my mouse a lot. Next, moving on, is the Logitech G9X. This is, I don't remember how many DPIs it is, but very nice mouse, pretty good for gaming, and you can also switch out the grips, so you can take that off and put on a bigger grip if you want. And there's also a weight system, so if you want your mouse heavier or lighter, you can plug in different size weights in there to really adjust it to how you want to play. Clip that back on. And moving on once more, this is the Razer Black Widow Ultimate Stealth Edition. That is a mouthful, don't you think? This is really nice keyboard. It's got a matte finish. I've got a review up of it on my channel, or an unboxing I should say. And this is a really nice keyboard. It's not too loud, but it is pretty loud. You can hear it in my videos usually. So, but that's that. And the headphones. That's right. This is the Corsair HS1. Again, the original. I got it when it first came out. It's a USB headset with Dolby Digital 5.1. And you can see the controller here. So it's not real surround sound, but when I do get a new headset, it'll probably be a 6 or 7 driver headset. But that's that, and then I use this little wrist rest over here for my left hand to go on the keyboard here, just like that on my gaming keys. That's about it for the setup. There's not much else over here. I just kind of like my workspace. There's my chair. I don't know, it's just a generic brand, but it's pretty comfortable. It's big. And then I've got speakers down here, big subwoofer, but I don't usually use them for anything gaming wise since I'm recording most of the time. Or I'm on Ventrilo and I don't want people to hear what people are saying, so you know, that makes it pretty easy. But that's really all there is to the hardware of the setup. Camera I'm using to record this right now is a Sony DSC HX200V. It's a very nice camera, and it was pretty expensive, but it works really well, especially recording HD video, and you can see my face here again. But I'm going to go ahead and take you into the software side of things, show you a little bit of how I edit, what my settings are, and things like that. If you take a look behind me, I'll be on the computer. I don't have a screen recording software yet for, this is Windows 8, so none of them really work just right yet. So it's going to be on the camera, but hopefully you'll be able to see pretty well anyways. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, well here we are back at the computer, and sorry again for not having the proper screen capturing program, but this is what I have to work with. So you probably heard me say earlier that I'm on Windows 8, and that is correct. It's the developer preview still because I didn't want to delete everything. But what I use to edit, as you can see right here, is Adobe Premiere Pro. It's a great editing software. So I'm just going to go in and open up my Let's Play project. Okay, and you'll see right here, this is all there is to it. It's really easy. All I do is just drag the footage in here and edit it all up, add the transitions, and render it out. Now how I render it, You're going to go up to File, just like that, and go to Export, Media. Okay, now you get this little screen that pops up, and on this screen there's a few settings that I change, but what I do, format, we're going to pick H.264, right down there. We're going to select that, and then we're going to scroll all the way down here to YouTube HD 720p 29.97 frames. That's what I use, and that's also what I record at, which we'll get to in a second. But you're going to select that. Once you have that selected, you're going to want to come over here to the video settings. It's 1280 by 720, obviously, 29.97 frames. Everything pretty much is going to stay the same. I check render at maximum depth. That's going to give you a little bit more quality without increasing the rendering time usually. It's going to default to VBR2 pass. I switch it to VBR1 pass. It takes less time to render, and the quality is really about the same. Now, depending on how long the video is, for Minecraft, I usually leave it at 5 megabits a second for the target and maximum. If it's Battlefield 3, I'll usually bump that up to 7, considering the files are smaller. For a 23 minute video, this is almost a gigabyte in size. So you're going to want to have a pretty fast upload to get the same quality that I have. But then all you got to do is click export and your file is ready. So that's what you'll see. Now the next thing is, of course, how I record. I've got two programs that I use. Let me open them. The first one being DxTory. Drag that right there. Now DxTory is similar to Fraps, but is a lot more customizable. You can see here my default. These are all my defaults. So the folder, I have it set up on my other hard drive, which I should have shown you the hard drives. Let me bring that over too. So I've got a terabyte for my Windows, 2 terabytes for recording things, and then this one is what I render everything to and put the project files on. So 3 different hard drives, probably about 2.5 terabytes worth of space. So that's pretty good. So I record all this to my YouTube hard drive. Do a speed test here. 119 megabytes a second is how fast it writes, so that's pretty good. And you can see you can set up the corner you want it in and whatever else. You change the colors and things like that. I just leave this all to default. The thing I changed were the hotkeys to toggle recording and screenshots and things like that, since I do use those quite a bit. Video settings. This is something that you're going to kind of have to mess with depending on your computer. I use the DxTory codec. I've tried Lagarith, which is another codec that's highly recommended, but it didn't really work that well for me. Video was a little choppy. So I use DxTory codec, and we're going to use option YUV 420 2x2 medium quality. That's going to not really degrade the quality so much from the true and high quality. That's going to be noticeable because YouTube does that anyways. And the low quality is a little too low. Also, we're going to uncheck compress because Premiere Pro has issues with compression on DxTory clips. So I always uncheck that. If you have very little space, you can check it, but you have to have a pretty high-powered computer to handle the compression real time. So that's all that. Go ahead and go over here, select your video frame rate. I use 29.97 since that's what YouTube runs at. File output or direct show output. File output is gonna obviously make a video file, AVI or RAWCAP. RAWCAP saves a little bit of performance, but you have to convert it later. AVI actually makes the file right there, and then you can use it right after. Now direct show is for if you're gonna live stream. It'll output it to one of these settings right here, and you can select that in XSplit or wherever you're live streaming to. it'll show up as DxTory output number 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can select the resolution and all that stuff there. I include the mouse cursor because Minecraft sometimes you need that. Don't need to synchronize the video FPS. This is going to allow me to record at 29.97 and play at 60. So that'll keep my game smooth while recording smoothly as well. And then down at the bottom, scaling. This monitor is 1080p, so I changed the recording resolution to 1280 by 720, which is 720p. That way I don't waste so much space and it has less impact on my computer. So it records the output file in 720p, so I can just plug it right in, render it, and it saves a lot of time too, as well as performance. So that's video settings. Audio settings. This is another cool thing about DxTory. In Fraps, you have to record pretty much everything. You can record Windows sound or you can record Windows and microphone. Well, here you can have as many audio inputs as you want. And right here you can see my first one is coming from my headphones right here. And my second one is coming from my Blue Yeti microphone. And you can individually set the levels on these things, and the codecs and everything like that, you can all change that to your liking. So you can have many different inputs. If you have different speaker systems and you've got Ventrilo going through one and you've got the game going through another, you can select to not record Ventrilo or to not record the game audio or whatever you want to do. So that's really awesome. Probably one of the best features of DxTory next to recording at 720p and playing at 1080. Screenshot settings and things like that. This is just all kind of performance stuff. If you have maybe some problems, you can select some of these settings and do some of that stuff. But that's really all there is to it. And then of course when we go to Battlefield 3, the only thing I change on these profiles, it auto detects your games. But the only thing I do on these is I go in and I just select a different folder for it to record to. So I just select record to Battlefield 3 and it does that. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and it really works the best for me when I keep it simple like that. So we'll just minimize that. And that's really all there is to it. If you have any questions about my render settings or recording settings or anything like that, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will be reading the comments, so just let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to get back to you on them. But thanks guys. Let me turn the camera around here. Alright. Thanks guys for 300 subscribers. That's a big number when you think about it. YouTube scale, kind of bigger, but 300 people, that's a lot of people. That's more than what's in my class at school. So if I got that many people that want to watch my videos, I'm pretty happy. We're going to keep growing from here, guys, and I've got some big plans coming for the channel. So stay tuned. Like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. But otherwise, guys, thank you again for 300 subscribers, and I hope you enjoyed it. See ya.